What is up? I am in the 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid, the brand new Accord that Honda has just released. It is now wider, it is now longer, and they have officially gotten rid of the 2.0 turbo. They've gone a completely different direction with this car, and it shows. It is now about comfort, reliability, and just the same level of sport that they had in the previous models. And dang, this thing shows. It is extremely comfy to drive. The infotainment system is awesome, and also they've gone with a much sleeker, much more simple design on the inside. Now, driving this thing, it has different modes. You've got the hybrid mode, which you can get around 46 miles per gallon. You have the normal, which, normal mode, and you have the sport mode, which they pipe in fake power sounds when you floor it, which is interesting. I think that the one thing I've noticed about this car is it still has the very comfortable handling that it had before. When you drive it, the steering wheel just fits in your hands well, and it's just a fantastic little car. Actually, I say little, it's not little anymore. It is now the longest and biggest Accord that has ever existed, and it certainly feels like it. It feels more like, I don't know, an S7 almost length, especially when you look at it from the outside. The other things I've noticed is that the gauge clusters are quite simple. Everything to use is very nice. When you drive this thing, it doesn't feel like you're in regular sedan. It's got that sportiness to it, and I really do enjoy that. This one does come with paddle shifters in it, which much more noticeable in the difference. The other thing I think is interesting is because they made this one even bigger, they made the Honda Civic even bigger. And from that, you get this very large Hondas. They don't make coupes anymore for Honda Civic or the Honda Accord. In a second, I'm gonna pull over and we're going to test the back seat, because the other thing I have read heavily is the back seat is even bigger on a car that already has a pretty large back seat. Yeah, so I'm sitting behind myself at 6 feet tall, and I've just got tons and tons of leg room for sure. Headroom is a little bit more questionable. If I sit all the way up, I do hit my head. And at 6 feet tall, I don't know if I would want long trips for taller people back here, that's for sure. But I do have fast charging ports, 2 of them for your kids or whatever else, and their iPads and things like that. I heard in one of the guys on YouTube that I saw, when he sat down, it makes a clunking noise. I think that was just a defect on the one they have. But back here, I think that everything about the new Honda Accord is they just went overly simple. Like, let's simplify every part of it, because there's not a lot of stylings back here. There's nothing like crazy to see, and that's just the way the new Honda is, and I actually really like it. I will say it is a disappointment they got rid of the Accord. They got rid of the turbo, and they got rid of the manual in all Accord models, and that is just a bummer.